The auditorium was buzzing with energy. Elon Musk stood on stage, addressing a packed crowd of engineers, investors, and fans at Tesla's latest innovation event. His presentation was electric. Each announcement about Tesla's advancements in AI and clean energy drew thunderous applause. "This technology will redefine the future of mobility," Elon said, his voice calm but powerful. As the audience erupted once again, he paused, then stepped back and smiled. "Let's take some questions." The room fell silent as hands shot up across the sea of eager faces. Elon's eyes scanned the crowd, and he pointed to the back, where a young woman stood. Unlike the others dressed in suits and tech-branded shirts, she wore simple, unassuming clothes and clutched a notebook. She cleared her throat, her voice steady but filled with determination. "Mr. Musk, my name is Amara. I'm 19, and I come from a small town. I built a robot in my garage using scrap parts. I don't have a degree or formal training, but I want to work at Tesla. Will you give me a job?" The room froze. Whispers spread like wildfire. A girl with no credentials or professional background asking Elon Musk for a job. It sounded audacious, if not absurd. Elon tilted his head, intrigued. "You built a robot?" he asked. "What does it do?" Amara hesitated but answered confidently, "It can pick up objects and perform basic tasks. But I know I can make it better with the right resources." The murmurs grew louder. Some chuckled. Others admired her courage. But Elon wasn't one to dismiss ambition. He smiled slightly, leaning forward. "You said you built it in your garage?" Amara nodded. Elon paused thoughtfully before speaking. "Here's the deal. If you can improve your robot to solve a real-world problem and impress me, I'll consider giving you a job." The crowd gasped. Elon Musk, the billionaire innovator, had just thrown down a challenge to a teenager. Amara's face lit up with determination. "Challenge accepted, Mr. Musk." Back home in her modest neighborhood, Amara replayed the moment endlessly in her mind. It felt surreal. A billionaire had given her a personal challenge. But the excitement quickly turned into anxiety as she stood in her tiny garage, staring at her robot. Her garage was far from the state-of-the-art labs Elon was used to. It was cluttered with old tools, salvaged electronics, and broken gadgets she decollected from junkyards. On a worn wooden table sat her robot, a small, rudimentary machine that could barely pick up lightweight objects. "How do I make this better?" she whispered to herself. The task seemed insurmountable. Amara came from humble beginnings. Her mother worked long hours as a nurse, and her father drove a taxi. Money was always tight, but her parents supported her dreams as much as they could. Growing up, Amara had taught herself everything about robotics by watching YouTube videos and reading free online tutorials. Despite her passion, she faced constant ridicule. Neighbors would scoff, saying, "Stop wasting time with junk. Get a real job." Even her friends doubted her ambitions. "Do you really think someone like Elon Musk will take you seriously?" one of them said. But Amara had learned to block out the negativity. This challenge was her chance to prove them all wrong. For days, she brainstormed. What problem could her robot solve? Then, while walking through her town, inspiration struck. Trash littered the streets: plastic bottles, paper, food waste because people didn't separate recyclables from non-recyclables. Waste management was a serious issue in her community. "I'll build a robot to sort and recycle trash," she decided. The next 3 weeks were the most grueling of her life. With no money for advanced parts, Amara scoured junkyards for usable electronics. She returned home with old motors, sensors, and batteries, sometimes triumphant, sometimes empty-handed. Her biggest challenge was learning advanced coding to make her robot smarter. She spent nights watching online tutorials, her eyes heavy with exhaustion. When the code failed, frustration overwhelmed her, but she reminded herself of Elon's words, "Show me something impressive." Her neighbors noticed her spending more time in the garage. Some mocked her, others dismissed her efforts. "Do you really think Elon Musk cares about someone like you?" one person sneered. But not everyone doubted her. One day, an elderly man knocked on her garage door. "I'm Mr. Harris," he introduced himself. "I'm a retired engineer. I've heard about your project. Do you need help?" Amara hesitated, but she explained her challenge. To her surprise, Mr. Harris not only understood her vision but offered invaluable advice. He taught her how to optimize the robot's motors and troubleshoot complex coding problems. With his guidance, her robot began to take shape. Slowly but surely, it learned to identify and sort recyclables, non-recyclables, and organic waste. As the deadline approached, Amara worked around the clock. Her garage became her entire world. There were nights when she barely slept, fueled only by determination and the occasional cup of coffee. Finally, with 3 days left, her robot performed its first successful test run. On the morning of the presentation, Amara packed her robot carefully and headed to the Tesla campus. Her parents and a few supportive neighbors watched her leave, wishing her luck. The Tesla event was a whirlwind of activity. Engineers, executives, and media representatives filled the room. Amara felt out of place but held her head high. When her turn came, she stepped onto the stage. Elon Musk sat in the front row, watching her intently. "Good afternoon," she began, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "3 weeks ago, I told Mr. Musk about the robot I built in my garage. He challenged me to solve a real-world problem. Today, I'm here to show you what I've created." She placed her robot on the demonstration table and set up a small pile of trash, plastic, paper, and food waste. The robot whirred to life, scanning the items with its sensors. One by one, it sorted the trash into the correct bins. The audience watched in awe. When the robot placed the final piece of trash, applause erupted. But just as relief washed over Amara, a loud clicking sound filled the room. The robot froze. Her heart sank. The audience murmured, and she heard whispers of doubt. Elon stood up and walked onto the stage. Amara panicked. Was this the end? What's the issue? Elon asked calmly. "It's the motor," Amara said, her voice trembling. "It's overheating." Elon handed her a tool. "Fix it?" Her hands shook as she opened the robot's casing. Drawing on her countless nights in the garage, she replaced the motor with a spare and recalibrated the system. Minutes later, the robot was running again. This time, it completed the task even faster. The room erupted in cheers, louder than before. Elon clapped, addressing the audience. "This is the spirit of innovation, resilience, adaptability, and courage." Turning to Amara, he said, "You've proven that passion and determination can achieve incredible things. You've earned your place at Tesla, and I want to help you take this robot to the next level." Tears filled Amara's eyes as the audience rose to their feet, applauding. She had done it. Against all odds, she had turned her dream into reality. And this was just the beginning.